Let's say a young man wants to become an entrepreneur. Are you born wanting that, or you develop that?
You develop it, and there are some good programs out there.
So let's say a young man wants to become an entrepreneur. And they come to you and they say, Dan, I would love to have my own business. I want to be an entrepreneur. What would be your first step for them?
My first step is look at my website. It's all free, and we just developed last year a new course called QLA for Dummies. Not because they're dumb, but because there's so much material. What I tell the kids, a lot of kids want to save the world. Okay, I'm not a save the world kind of guy, but find a service or a product that changes 1 billion lives, i.e. Facebook, and I don't think that's such a great product, but anyway, changes 1 billion lives, and by definition, you can then take the money that you make off of that product and service and save the world. The kids today think that marching around an embassy with a placard is going to save the world.
Yeah.
That's going to do anything except put splinters in your hand from the sign.
Do you believe that most men should be entrepreneurs, or just workers, or entrepreneurs, or just workers who invest?
Well, I mean, it depends on your personality. Being an entrepreneur, you're taking risk.
Yeah.
You're taking emotional risk and not just financial risk. But if you want to be all you can be and you want to stretch the envelope, as they used to say, and get outside your comfort zone, there's nothing like being an entrepreneur. My definition of an entrepreneur is missing payroll. In other words, not being able to pay your payroll.
Yeah,
once.
I've been there.
Yeah, okay, so have I. And see how many employees stay there after you miss a payroll.
That's right. That's absolutely true. So anybody that really wanted to be an entrepreneur can be it, if they're willing to tough it through and
Correct.
stay with it and do what they need to be doing.
Don't give up.
Yeah.
As long as it's moral, ethical, and legal,
Yeah.
don't give up.
Yeah.
You can't hit it. You can't get a base hit or hit it out of the park unless you swing at the plate.
That's right.
And you got to keep swinging.
How do you feel about workers who have jobs but they invest in real estate and other things? That's fine too.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. I mean, accumulate your cash and buy income property. What I don't believe in is for the average person, because they don't know what they're doing, is trading the market and Forex and futures and all that stuff, because most people don't understand it and they wind up losing their money. Or commodities.
That's right.
If you're a sophisticated investor, that's one thing, but most of us aren't sophisticated.
Who do you think should be entrepreneurs, men or women?
Both.
Both.
Both can be.
Who is most driven to become an entrepreneur, a man or women?
Normally men.
Yeah, I've
normally
seen
men.
that,
Or single moms that don't have a dad at home, because we see a lot of that. A lot of single moms that don't have a dad at home are trying to supplement their income all over the world. I mean, not just here in the United States.
The way I became an entrepreneur is that it was in me already. When I was growing up, I used to always say I'm going to always have my own business. And then my father, who didn't raise me, my mother married my stepfather before I was born, but my father was an entrepreneur. He always had, even though he worked at a steel mill, he always had his own some type of business, motorcycle, cleaners. He became a contractor. And it seemed to have been passed on to me. Is that possible, even though I didn't live with him?
Yeah. I mean, if he had, what you're talking about is hardworking genes.
Yes.
Okay, if you've got those genes, then, absolutely. You can be not just work for a corporation or be a civil servant. All those are honorable professions. But I mean, be an entrepreneur.
You live in a castle in Scotland.
Yes, sir.
What is it like? How big is it?
It's 55,000, more or less 55,000 square feet of house on 156 acres. I built a 9-hole golf course about 20 plus years ago. So we have a 9-hole golf course.
Yeah.
And it's fully manicured. We live in the whole house. We have 2 gymnasiums. We have, antiques. We have butlers that worked in the Buckingham Palace for the Queen. And
that's amazing.
I mean, it's and when the kids come there, we send them links how to use forks and knives, because there's still kids that are raised.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they don't even use forks and knives.
Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
And don't know how to do it. So it's a culture shock, and we make them wear suits. You have to wear suits during the whole seminar, and ladies wear whatever the equivalent of a suit is for business attire, and it's a life-changing experience.
And the people who attend the seminar, do they stay at your castle too?
Yep, they stay. They sit on the
What
grounds.
does it take to go to from LA to one of your seminars? What would it take to go to that?
Well, yeah, you get on a list because there's a big waiting list, and the seminars now are 7 days. You come on the first day and you leave on the 7th day. The seminar itself, depending on the exchange rate, is $20,000.
Oh, okay.
Plus airfare.
That includes airfare, hotel, to stay there, the seminar, and everything.
Yeah.
And you feed them too, because I saw the butler going around
we feed
feeding
them. Young kids eat a lot more. Normally, you gain, in a week you gain 5 pounds when you're there.
Yeah.
It's like some of the kids I don't believe eat regular. I know that's not true, but it's when you're having caviar and champagne and stuff that you would normally eat, and it's free.
Yeah.
I mean, they suck it up.
Yeah. It's like going on a cruise.
Oh yeah,
That's
very similar, except it's better than that.
Yeah. Can you tell when people, men and women, are intimidated by you?
Oh yeah.
How can you tell?
Well, normally that there's no intellectual discourse. There's no conversation. But that's not what I'm there for.
Right.
What I'm there for is to get them out of their comfort zone. For example, if they were in a room with Warren Buffett or Bill Gates, are you going to just sit there with your thumb up your butt, or are you going to say something? And so they need to be able to speak their piece. And even though I get a lot of dumb questions, they're allowed to interface with me for the whole week.
Yeah.
And my wife, who's also there, and the staff, and sometimes they'll ask my wife or one of the staff, is Mr. Peña really like this all the time?
Yeah.
And they'll hear me up in one of the wings where our bedroom is, me screaming at somebody on the phone. And so my wife will say, hear that? Does that sound like he's screaming at whoever that is on the phone, just like he screams at you down in the seminar room?
That's amazing.
Because when I tell you I'm going to do something for you, short of death or coma, I do it.
Next time on The Fallen State.
You are a gamer, right?
Sometimes, yeah.
That's amazing.
Thanks.
You're never going to get a woman playing games.
Aren't you still not married?
Well, if I find one, I'll let them know to knock on your door.
Any woman that you would find, I don't think I would want at my door, Jesse.
Do you guys know each other?
I think we've talked before briefly.
Yeah, I think briefly on someone's stream.
Oh yeah, you like him?
Not really, no.
Let's get into the debates about guns and the Second Amendment. What's your stats on gun control?